And dissolve one.
Good morning. We are about to move over to KSCW. Make the switch so you don't miss any of the stories we have coming up for you. The only station with 2 more hours of local news and weather, and this. A St. Louis Cardinals player and his girlfriend died over the weekend in a car crash. We'll have more about one of the top prospects and what the team is saying this morning. Hey, don't feel so bad when you go for chocolate for an afternoon snack. It could actually help your memory. And not the guest you would expect to check into a hotel. No, not at all. You have to see this video after a deer gets into the lobby at a hotel.
And take full screen.
That's all coming up on KSCW, Channel 33 Cable.
Kill
Channel
12.
5, switch on over with us. Your news starts right now.
10. Thank you. And 5, 4, 3, 2,
Sorry.
1. And fade. Alright, ready to open. And take the open. Ready, 12. And dissolve at 12.
A tough time for the Royals last night, but they're back in KC and getting ready for Game 6 of the World Series. And Canadian security officials will testify about threats the country is facing. They'll be in the same building where a gunman opened fire last week.
I have both of them. I have highlights and the boys getting off the bus. A17 goes after A11.
And in fact,
A14.
1950 was 90 degrees.
The bus stop
90
is
degrees
first.
Sunday
Goes
as well.
after A14,
and
that
it looks
tag.
like we're going to say see it to this kind of heat. That's the latest heat
A17 is
ever had,
first.
90 degree
A17 goes after A14.
A17 goes after
You grab your
A14.
smartphone off the charger today. Here's what you'll be
So
seeing.
we'll go all the Royal stuff and then
out the
Emily.
door at 8 a.m. You'll be going,
And then
hey,
A15.
you know,
Box,
one day.
Kara,
Well,
Hannah.
you're half right.
And
75 by noon. Clouds will thicken up. 80 degrees by 2
That's
o'clock.
cool.
We dip back into the lower 70s as the wind shift. And we say see you this summer in hello
Ready,
fall,
traffic.
mid-60s by the time we get to 8 p.m. In fact, cold enough for a freeze watch to be issued in the northwest corner. It looks like a frost advisory for the rest of the northwest. That 80 today in Wichita, that'll be the warmest reading we see all week, and even into the weekend. I'll have the numbers in minutes.
And take the swoosh.
Thank you, Mark. It's 7:01.
Stand by, we're getting close.
It's staying pretty clear on
She's at the
3 of our
Royal
4
Bar.
major highways. We're still very light on
Triple boxes
P96.
next.
Heavier on
Right,
I-135 and I-235, but no major congestion, just on and off moderate traffic. Traffic heating up, though, on Kellogg, especially eastbound from West Wichita. This view near the airport at Kellogg and Mid-Continent. Also taking a look at the I-235 interchange. Heaviest here at Southwest Boulevard near downtown and petering out a little bit as you get further east here at Oliver. I'll have another check of Wichita traffic and construction in 15 minutes.
And take the dual.
Another bad day for the Royals.
About a minute
They
away
didn't
from you.
get on the board
Ready,
in Game
FS1.
5 of the World Series. They'll try again tomorrow to get that win. If they lose the World Series, well, it's over. Our crew has been following the Royals since they made the playoffs, and
They
we
don't
have high
focus
hopes. Hannah
anymore.
Davis in Kansas City this morning.
Or they
Cute.
can't.
Hi, Hannah.
And take. Hannah.
Good morning, Carrie. Yes, it's pretty quiet, pretty calm here at Coppin Stadium this morning, and it's going to stay that way today as the Royals get a much-needed day of rest after a very tough loss to San Francisco yesterday. In fact, the Royals stayed overnight in San Francisco, arriving very early this morning. It was still dark here at Coppin Stadium. The buses pulled up, the players got off. We saw Ned Ghost, we saw Moustakis all getting off. Pretty quiet, heads low. I don't know if that's from the loss or from the early morning hours and all the travel. It's certainly been quite the postseason for the Royals. Now, fans here in Kansas City, I've been talking to them about how they feel about this loss. They say it's been tough watching the last 2 games in San Francisco, but they believe their team can do this. They just want them to rest up today, get back out here for 6 and 7 and win. It's do or die for the Royals really here. We're going to stay up here in Kansas City to talk to fans, talk to team members, and talk to everyone out here about this historic run. Kara.
And take
Stand by.
full screen.
Stand by.
Thank you, Hannah. I know those guys are
You're
so
clear.
excited. We got 2 more games. Here's a look again at the schedule. Game
Dual
6
tip
of the World
Emily
Series
is
tomorrow
next.
night. Game 7, if needed, would be played on Wednesday. So make sure you are following our team on Twitter. Jen Bates, Hannah Davis, and Jacob Albrecht are all there. So go ahead and give them a follow. Breaking overnight, a fire early this morning may have been intentionally set. Emily Griffin is live outside the motel where it happened. Good morning, Emily.
It's a pretty quiet scene here right now at the Royal Lodge, but earlier this morning about 5 fire crews were called out here near Kellogg and Topeka to this motel for reports of a fire and smoke in the building. I'll step out of the way. You can see it happened here in this room on the first floor of the building. A window's broken out. There's some debris maybe pulled out of the room. We're told fire crews did evacuate folks in the surrounding surrounding rooms for a short period of time. There was no injury, or nobody was injured when they were out here clearing out the crew. You can see the fire is obviously out at this point. However, according to our partners over at KFDI, they do believe this fire was intentionally set, and they actually do have someone in custody this morning at this time. But again, nothing happening here this morning. Hopefully we'll get an update for you a little bit later on this morning today to find a little bit more about maybe the suspect that could be involved in this case. Kara?
Antic swoosh.
Thank you, Emily. The trial starts today
You're
for
clear,
both Florida
thanks.
A&M band members. They're charged with felony hazing and manslaughter. Almost 3 years ago, a drum major died after he was beaten during a hazing ritual. The band was suspended for more than a year. USA Today says the incident also contributed to the resignation of FAMU's president.
Antic swoosh.
Canadian security officials could testify today about threats facing the country. They'll testify in the same building where a man opened the fire last week. Police say the man responsible for the shooting also made a video of himself just before the attack. They say it's evidence he was driven by political forces. A man opened fire at Canada's National War Memorial on Wednesday, killing a soldier standing guard.